and follow us on our IG. Again, that's subscribe to our YouTube, like and follow us on Facebook, and follow us on IG. Y'all be safe out there.
CMPRadio.net. It's the station.
Injured at work, injured while working at home, Pearson Coucher Law. 215-627-0700 or hit them up online at mywclawyer.com. Pearson Coucher Law. Workers' comp. That's all we do.
CMPRadio.net. It's the station.
Hey guys, Jacqueline Tucker here. Anytime I'm in the mood for some R&B, I'm listening to my CMP Radio app. Make sure you go and download it.
CMPRadio.net.
In your eyes and I can see you've loved so dangerously. You're not trusting your heart to anyone. You tell me you're gonna play it smart. We're through before we start, but I believe that we've only just begun.
Good afternoon, everybody. This is Mental Health with yours truly. I am Christina McIntyre, and before I get into my conversation, I wanted to wish everybody a happy Valentine's Day. And remember that this is a holiday, but don't forget to show those people that you love throughout the year, each and every day. Don't just let it be one day out of the year, you know. People feel special when you let them know that they matter to you. And so today is going to be the end of the Chakra series. For the last 6 weeks, I've been talking about how our chakras in our body, where they're located, and how they are related to mental health. And today I will be discussing about the crown chakra, which is the last chakra in our body. And I'm going to explain how it's in correlation. I'm having a little contest as well, and I'm going to share some events that's coming up that I will be involved in. First, give a shout out to my sponsor, Flawless Tires. They're located at 1195 Chester Pike in Eddystone. Make sure you go pay them a visit. Tell them that I sent you. They will make sure your car gets back on the road right, especially right now. You know, we got some black ice on the streets, and they'll give you some good tires to make sure you don't go slipping and sliding. Mental health affects 1 in 5 adults, right? So it's a very real issue in our community, and there are different ways you can go about it. There's therapy and church and all this other different things. So I chose to do a holistic approach to it after trying to figure out what works best for me. And then I found out about the chakras and how they actually empower you to become more of yourself. And that's how I created my company. BYC stands for Become Your C. C is whatever you need it to be, right? Right now, my C is focused on change. And so you can visit me at my website, www.becomeyourc.com. You can follow me on Instagram, Become Your C. Facebook, you can message me, Christina McIntyre, or Excerpts from a Rare Diamond, powered by BYC. And I share a lot of information about mental health or emotional parts of us, our physical, and definitely our spiritual part, because each one of them aspect ties into how we can become the greater versions of ourselves. And if one of them is out of balance, the rest of them will follow, and then it's going to create a lot of turmoil in us, and then we're not going to be able to reach the level that we need to be. So definitely focus on those. A recap of the last few weeks. The first week I talked about the root chakra. That was responsible for safety, security, and stability. The second chakra is the sacral chakra. That is responsible for creativity, expression, and sexuality. The third chakra is the solar plexus. That is responsible for power. Fourth chakra, heart chakra, is responsible for love and relationships. Fifth chakra is the throat, responsible for being able to communicate effectively and clearly. And last week I talked about third eye chakra, and that is responsible for perception and vision. And so this week is the crown chakra, and the crown chakra is located at the top of your head, just like a crown would be, right? It's represented by the color purple, and sometimes you can find like white as a representation of the crown chakra, and it goes into correlation with it is, right? The element for the crown chakra is pure light. And so pure light is a symbol for, or white is a symbol for purity. And so that's the level that chakra is at. The purpose of the chakra is to know, and not just to know like on a basic level. This is to know yourself, know the world around you, know your intentions, know people. It's a higher level of understanding. It challenges you to like dig deeper in them parts. Like a lot of times let's say we get upset, and our initial reaction, we're going to isolate ourselves, we're going to yell, we're going to scream. But when your crown chakra is imbalanced, it makes you and forces you to look at every situation as it is and come out with a solution that is positive, that won't cause you stress, that won't create chaos. To get the crown chakra balance, you have to have the other ones in alignment as well. If one of the lower chakras are not balanced, you can't get your crown chakra balanced. And a lot of people try to skip this step, right? They just want to go for the crown, like, I just want to be enlightened. You know, you see the monks and the Buddhists and all of those people are working on the crown chakra. They're in higher alignment because they don't allow things that we worry about to affect them in that way. And also, if your heart chakra is not in alignment, if it's not balanced, there's no way that your crown chakra can be balanced, because the heart connects the lower chakras to the upper chakras. And if it's no energy flowing through the heart chakra, it can't reach to the crown. So it's important to keep balance from the root up. And so on this journey, when you're trying to figure out what's going on, always start at the root and learn as much as you can. It's important to make sure you study new things, that way you can understand them. If you jump right into this chakra journey and you don't know what you're doing, it's definitely going to create a lot of chaotic emotional uproar inside. Like when I first started this, I really didn't know what I was doing 3 years ago, and I was just going back at it. I was doing meditations, wasn't paying attention to what I was doing, and it almost feels like you're going to lose your mind, right? A slight psychotic break. That's because I was putting in too much information and not interpreting and not understanding and not practicing it. So make sure you take your time and learning about it. And remember, it's your journey for you. You don't have to rush. There's no deadline. Just make sure that you're doing it with good intent. What we put out in the universe is what we receive back. And so you want to make sure that you're going about everything the right way. For the crown chakra, if you are a Leo sign, this is your powerhouse chakra, right? When it's in retrograde, and retrograde is a change in movement of the planets. This year will be June 20th to October 18th. It's going to prompt you to do a lot of introspection and reflection of yourself, growth and development, and pay attention to destructive behavior. So during this time period, it's going to create a lot of issues, and you have to pay attention to what's going on. It's trying to challenge you to change the way that you think and the way that you behave and the way that you react. And initially, if you're not used to growth, you're going to still do the same consistent things that you always done. But if you continue to do the same things that you always do, you won't get different results. So definitely if you're a Leo, and then Jupiter is the ruling planet of the crown chakra. Again, I said the element for the chakra is pure light, and pure light is energy that's flowing freely. There's no stopping it. Spiritual enlightenment, and it increases your knowledge and increases your wisdom. And it's all about your life's purpose. The third eye and the crown is kind of related or in correlation in a way. Third eye, last week when I talked about was about spirituality, and so this chakra is as well. It's just a higher level of spirituality, right? This chakra is in relation to, God and the universe, and how we are connected with God and the universe. And so it's important on this journey to figure out what you believe in, how you go about it. I believe that, there are different ways of reaching enlightenment. You necessarily don't have to go to church. You don't have to believe in, the God that, maybe we are taught. You have to find your own way. And this journey prompts you to find your own way. I grew up in church. I went to church almost all my life. I stopped going in my 20s because I didn't want to go because I felt obligated to go. I wanted to go because I wanted to go. And so I still go to church. I still enjoy the environment, but I had to take a step back and figure out what works best for me. And that's what you have to do. If going to church works best for you to build up your relationship with God and the universe, do that. But if figuring out your spiritual journey, because the relationship with God is a spiritual journey. What I talk about with the chakras, it is a journey connecting with the universe and God, but you go about it a different way. It kind of prompts you to dig deep. Like I always talk about healing these wounds that need to be healed, things that we didn't think was an issue until the situation arises, right? Until a trigger. Like this week for me has been an emotional turmoil. I suffer from panic and anxiety. I have OCD. I suffer from depression. And so this week I was going back down into a depressed state, right? A lot of new changes going on in my life, and I didn't know how to handle it. And it felt like I was about to lose my mind. And so sometimes you got to take a step back away from everything and then figure out what's going on. And that's what I had to do. I had to ask myself, like we always, our anger always go towards other people. It's always somebody else's fault. We need to sit down with ourselves sometimes and look at what's going on. And that's what I had to do. I had to ask myself, like, what's going on with me? What's being triggered, and figuring out. And it's when we start to change, right, and let go of who we used to be, and people call it the awakening, right? We will get afraid because we're so used to being that person, and we're so used to doing things that way. And so when you're on this journey and it prompts you to become yourself, but a better version of yourself, it kind of feels foreign, right? It's like, is this really who I am? And then you struggle with going back and forth. Do I stay where I'm comfortable at, or do I try to break past this fear that I have and become something that I've never been? And it is scary because you have to let go of some things. You got to let go of those negative thoughts. You have to do things that initially you were fearful of doing. You have to step outside of your box. And a lot of us, we're so comfortable in where we're at that we'll never get to that point because it's just too much. And then, yes, like I had to really sit down. I mean, I'm getting a little bit better, but it's not all the way there because I still have some work to do. And then this journey definitely is going to require you to be consistent in your efforts. You have to make a commitment to yourself every day through the good periods and through the bad periods. And there will be periods where you feel enlightenment, your everything is moving the way that it ought to, but then you're going to get halted back sometimes, and it's going to question you. Like, things are going to happen and you're going to question yourself and question, should you be doing this? It's going to question, am I going on the right path? It's going to question, like, where you're at in your life. And it can cause you and make you feel like maybe you should just give up. But never give up on yourself, especially if you feel truly in your heart and soul that this is where you should be. Continue to go on the journey, continue to move on the path. Just know that you are not alone. Like, I belong to a few Facebook groups that talk about these journeys as well. And then reach out to some trusted people. And I mean trusted, like people that you know you could go to for support and that will not criticize you, but will uplift you. They'll keep it real with you, but they're not going to leave you alone. A place where you feel loved and that you can be yourself and open and talk about what's going on. Because sometimes we just need a different perspective of how to go about doing things. Okay. So I already said the color for this is purple. And purple also means royalty too. So that's kind of good because a crown represents royalty. And so wearing the color purple can help aid you on making sure this chakra is balanced. So if you have purple, start wearing some purple colors if you want the chakra to be balanced. Also, this chakra is not necessarily food related, right? This is all about fasting and detoxing. And what fasting do is like we're taking something away. And my personal experience with fasting is that it opens up like another part of your mind. You feel clear. Like normally when I fast, I feel so much better. I feel more empowered. I feel more energized. And that's what this chakra is all about. They do have some foods once you are done the fasting period, like leafy greens, drinking high alkaline water will definitely nourish this chakra, but it's mostly fasting. So maybe take some time for yourself this week and pick out a day or so of fasting and pick out what you want to fast. And some people I know can't fast and get rid of food, not necessarily, but do pick out something that you are addicted to or that you feel like it's taken a lot of effort in your life and do without it. Like some people are addicted to their phones. Maybe put your phone down from like 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. and see how much more time that you have to do other things. And that's what fasting is all about. Breaking apart something that is maybe causing you a lack of focus. Because this chakra is definitely about focusing, going forward, not allowing things to block us from where we need to be. And so I'm going to share some mental disorders that are a result of imbalanced crown chakra. First, I'm going to talk about some physical illnesses that look like real illnesses, which you should always, I say, go to the doctor, make sure you get checked, make sure everything is okay. But if they can't figure out what's going on, definitely come back to learning how to balance your chakras. And here goes some physical illness. You have sleep disturbances, if you have a lot of nightmares, if you're very stressed, worried, you're depressed, you have hallucinations, Alzheimer's, amnesia, skeletal issues, Parkinson's disease, autoimmune disorders, extreme exhaustion, skin disease. So if any of these connects with you, go to the doctor, get checked, but then also start studying on the crown chakra. Maybe your crown chakra needs to be balanced. Maybe you need to heal some things. Maybe you need to sit down with yourself and reflect about what's going on in your life that's causing these imbalance. Some mental disorders that are related to an imbalance, crown chakra, are a split multiple personality disorders, a depression, schizophrenia, delusional disorder, paranoid personality disorder, suicidal thoughts, which can manifest into bipolar, PTSD, and borderline personality disorder. Now, a lot of these have a lot of these disorders are related to the mind. So your mind is a very powerful thing. And so this journey, you can at some points feel like you're losing your mind, but you are losing that version of yourself that you used to be. Those thought processes that you used to have, you're letting go of them. And so it does seem strange when you're all in this new mindset, this new zest for life. And the crown chakra is empowering. It's a sense of peace and bliss. And I've experienced it a few times over the last year, like that whole state of everything just moved away it ought to. There's a problem, here goes a solution, without, putting too much thought into it. And as something happens in your life, you don't fall apart. And it's important to learn how to balance the crown chakra, and I will get to that in a couple of minutes. So when your chakra is overactive, it's too much energy flowing through. These are some symptoms that are you're obsessed to spiritual matters, you're closed-minded, you need to feel indispensable, you're craving sympathy all the time, you're destructive, egotistical, you're disassociated with your body, you're neglecting your physical needs. And if your crown chakra is blocked, you're disconnected from reality. You feel frustrated, you feel misunderstood, you're confused, you don't have a lack of purpose, you have severe depression, you're very suicidal, you have no zest for life. And both of these are important because you want energy to be able to flow freely through your chakras, right? And so when they're blocked or it's too much energy, it can create a lot of pain in your body. And it's important to pay attention and know who you are. When you're not feeling right, if you feel the need to go to the hospital or the doctor, make sure you go and get checked, because it's important. Like, these do resemble real life illnesses, and it can be scary. You're sitting there going through all of these pains. For me, when I used to have a lot of panic and anxiety, I would run to the hospital right away. But I've had so many hospital bills just from going there, and they tell me there is nothing wrong. So I sit in my stuff for a little bit until I figure out what's going on. Like, I had a headache for a week straight. Nothing was wrong until I figured out how to deal with what was going on internally. When it's a lot of chaos going on internally, it will manifest externally, and then we get afraid, right? And so now we're going to retract back to what we were comfortable to. Like, at some points I'm like, is it easier just to go back before I knew all this information? But there's no going back once you discover parts of yourself that you never knew existed before. Everything else, nothing will seem normal, right? Nothing seems like it's, I'm trying to find the word. It doesn't seem right if you try to go back. Like, for me, it's like, I can't. Everything is different. I have to move forward. I have to know what's on the other side of the door. Like, we already know what's behind us, what's happening right now in this reality. And so create a reality in which you can live in which you can grow in which you can thrive in, and challenge yourself to dig deep and to let go some of the things. Like, a lot of us are holding on to past hurts from maybe 10 years ago, 5 years ago, 15 years ago. You have to let that stuff go because it's slowly killing you on the inside. And some of us have had things happen to us that it's not an easy fix. And that's why there's therapy. That's why there's different approaches to healing. And I offer this holistic approach because you have to come face to face with yourself sometimes. You can't keep running from yourself. You have to look yourself in the mirror and know that, one, you're important and you do matter. And the things that happen to you is unfortunate. But when are you going to stop and stop hurting yourself? Because a lot of us, we hurt ourselves, right? We make ourselves suffer from some of the mistakes that we made, but enough is enough. And if you want to get to the place of that blissful feeling, that's it's such a high level of just a feeling of allness, right? You're one with everything. You can't get there if you're holding on to all these negative things, because now the rest of your chakras are out of alignment and you won't be able to reach that level. Okay, these are some ways to balance the crown chakra. Stay hydrated, drink some herbal teas, non-caffeinated. Cleanse your space, like this internal space, external space. Like, if you live in a messy house, you have a messy car, clean it out. It'll help. I know when I clean up, it feels better. Put away the laundry that's been sitting on your couch for like a week. That's me. I'm so bad at that, but it definitely feels better when you clean up your space. Do a lot of breathing exercises, meditation. This chakra is all about spirituality. So when you meditate, you reach a higher level of connection, especially with the universe and God. Get some crystals. And then guidance, right? Learn how to take guidance from those people that have wisdom, right? A lot of times we think we know it all, but we don't. And so it's important to listen to people that's offering you guidance and then support, right? You got to watch out for those people that just try to tell you what to do and not give you like some options and solutions. You always have to find what works best for your life, but it's also important to listen to people that have already been through some of the things that you've been through, and then just offering this alternative way to avoid sometimes our own pitfalls. If somebody already been in a situation that we're going through and they offering their advice to maybe avoid that, maybe you should listen so you don't have to trip over yourself, right? And cause your own hurt and your own pain. And that is pretty much it. I want to thank y'all for definitely sticking with me through the chakra series. I know that it's a lot, but I am having a contest, and I'm going to share with you what you can do to participate. Share this live, right? Tag me in the video, and then inbox me when you're done. And you have up until Thursday night to do your submissions, and then I will reveal the winner, and then I'll let you know how you can pick up your prize. Also, don't forget to visit my website, www.becomeyourc.com. You can actually order my chakra jewelry on there. I have bracelets with the chakra colors and lava rocks that you can infuse with essential oils. I also have necklaces as well. Same thing, chakra colors, lava rock, and then my company logo. I have eucalyptus, peppermint, and lavender oil that you can infuse, and then you will get like a bag like so with my business card and a quick guide chakra card. Also, follow me on Instagram, Become Your C. Also, Facebook extras from a rare diamond powered by BY Sue or Christina McIntyre. Don't forget to download the Live 365 app so you can listen to me 12 p.m. on Sundays, 2 p.m. Wednesdays, and Fridays. Search cmpradio.net. Also, I have 2 events coming up. One is March the 27th, right? I'm trying to collect items for the homeless. A flyer is going to be coming out shortly, like most likely by the end of this week, if not the beginning of next week. And that date is March the 27th. So if you're interested in donating items, let me know. I'm going to put up a flyer soon. And also on May 8th, I have an event that I'm participating in. I will be performing poetry at. So if you're interested, ticket information will be available soon. But make sure you tune in each and every Sunday. cmpradio.net here on Facebook. Again, give out a shout out to my sponsor, Flawless Tires. Definitely hit them up. And if you're interested in being a sponsor, you can always inbox me, or if you just want to make a donation, let me know. I am here. And feel free. And if you are interested in learning about the chakra journey, just inbox me, and I can just give you some information and guide you on your way, because this is your journey for yourself. I can't walk it for you, but I can share the information that I learned, and you can pass it on to others as well. And make sure that you are worthy and worth it and valuable. You're an intricate part in the universe, and you matter. Fall in love with yourself so the world can fall in love with you. And remember to share your love, not just today, each and every day. And you matter. Until next time.
Your heart to anyone. You tell me you're gonna play it smart. We're through before we start, but I believe that we've